Hey everyone! Hello, good morning! What am I doing here? Hello! It's Rita. Hi, Lola down here. She doesn't know when to stop. Lola, be nice now. Be nice now. Okay, hi everybody. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. And my little corgi brigade over here. Good morning, Shirley. Hi, Shelly. How are you? And Christine, hello. So welcome to it's Thursday already. That always drives me crazy, the holiday on a Monday, because I always feel like it's, the wrong day. So today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a really adorable card. This one, it's a tricks or treats card that I found for you, and I put in a little sentiment. So we're going to talk about how to add sentiments and how to resize this for your joy. If you want to make this on the joy, you can. And I'm going to show you how. We're not going to cut anything today because this actually takes quite a while to cut, and so I didn't want to waste a lot of time showing you how to cut it. But I did want to point out that to make two of these cards in a 5x7 inch size, all you need to make two is about 7 sheets of 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock and a pen and your Cricut, which is really kind of fun. So where do I get that cardstock? Here is where I get it, from Michael's. I don't know if if you know about this brand. And I got a reflection, I apologize, but it's called the Recollections brand. It's from Michael's, and it's usually sold in packs of 50, either in one color, if it's a popular color, or in multiple colors. And so I wanted to point you to that if you're ever looking for cardstock, if you're new with paper. I had a really nice conversation yesterday with somebody from Dreaming Tree. I'm going to talk to you about it in a second, but I had a nice conversation with somebody from Dreaming Tree about colors for cardstock, and then I wanted to come back and sort of tell you that, Michael's, which is available to most of us, has this wonderful paper, and it's very inexpensive. Now, you might want, it's on sale too. Annette's saying it's on sale too. Usually a 50-page pack, a 50-sheet pack costs, I think the retail is like $5.99. But oftentimes, especially this time of year, getting close to Christmas, it can be like 4 for $10. And that's usually when I pick it up. So I get, 4 packs for $2.50. That makes it like what? I don't know. 2 cents a piece for each sheet. It's really, really worth it. And I have it in almost every color they have. I just buy it a lot. And in fact, it's what I use for my white and black a lot. You don't need to use 12 by 12 inch paper on just because your mat is 12 by 12. And if you are working with a joy, this is actually an excellent format because it can be cut in half and used on a mat for the joy. Okay, so consider this as paper goes. And it's not great for large projects, but it's really good for most of the projects that we do. And also you save a lot in terms of not having a lot of scraps left over. So there's that. So today we're going to do this really awesome card, tricks or treat cards. I'm going to show you where to find it. Before I get started, I wanted to give you a couple of announcements because we're getting close to Saturday, and also tomorrow being Freebie Friday. I wanted to give you some updates on what's in store for you for the rest of the week. So tomorrow being Freebie Friday, we are going to do freebies from our friend Birds cards. Remember we did birds cards during our freebie week, and we did, what did we do? We made those awesome bird houses and, the gift boxes, bird houses, and all those cards. Well, there are tons and tons of free cards, as I mentioned, free files on birdscards.com, and we're going to do something called portrait. These are portrait cutout cards. I'm just going to give you an example. This is the card, and it's actually just a card front, and it's 3 layers. So we're going to be doing these. There's like 5 or 6 of them. I'm going to show you how to download them and then cut them out and how we can turn them into cards, because they're just card fronts. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. Birds cards from birdscards.com. On Saturday night, we have a special treat for you. We're going back to Dreaming Tree, which is 3dsvg.com. I'm going to show you that here. This is one of my favorite designers. It's called Dreaming Tree. You can find it at 3dsvg.com. And we are going to be making this gorgeous and very large red barn. And I think while I'm at it, I might also do, let's go back here so you can see. So the red barn is part of a bundle. If I can find that bundle, I will show you what it is. Right here. So it's part of a bundle that costs $6.99, and you get the barn and you get a pumpkin wreath, which looks like this, and then there's also a water pump lamp, which is so unique. So I think for Saturday night, if I can squeeze it in, I will also do this fall wreath as well, because it's really cute and I need something for my front door. So this is what we're going to be doing, but the red barn is going to be the main center of attraction there. And since I was just talking to my friends over at Dreaming Tree, they offered some giveaways. They offer some giveaways to us, to the Cricut Chat with Miss Rita community. So they gave me a number of giveaways that I am going to sprinkle on you all on Saturday as a sort of thank you for featuring them. So you need to come. You need to come to this event on Saturday night. It starts at 5 and we'll go probably for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay. So definitely come, and you could win a giveaway from Cricut. Not Cricut, from Dreaming Tree. I'm so used to saying Cricut. And somebody's mentioning it on the chat, so I will mention it. So the way that Dreaming Tree works is you can get a free gift, and this is the current free gift. It's a Cascade card, this really cute jack-o'-lantern, and then a skeleton, which I've been wanting to try a skeleton with all of these little brads there. So I might pick that up. But you usually get a free gift once you purchase like some other stuff. It's like just under $10. So once you put stuff in your cart for $10, then you put free gift and you get this for a free gift. If you win the gift, you would put that, it's a code, you'd put it in there and you would get it for free as well. Okay? Not this one is what I'm saying, is that you don't get it's not the free gift. It's any choice that you want, you're going to get for if you win. Okay. So that is Saturday afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it. And then I cannot skip over Friday night, which is going to be a meeting of the minds, 4 of the Cricut product experts. That includes Carol Prevost from Canada, Carol's Cricut Crafts, Abigail from Sassy Renita, and Melody Lane, who everybody knows. And myself, the 4 of us are getting together, and sort of just chit-chatting and trying to inspire you, and of course giveaways. So there's a lot of chances for giveaways this week. I hope that you can come. Yes, we are having a busy week, so that is important to take note of. So tomorrow, the Freebie Friday is birds cards with portrait cards that we're going to be doing. Friday night is our crafty chat on YouTube. It's not on Facebook. It's on YouTube. And then on Saturday we're doing some the Red Barn from 3dsvg.com. So that's going to end our week. And then, I forgot to tell you also, at the end of this week, on Saturday, I will announce the winner of the Lilac Cutie. And we will be starting our monthly giveaway, which is for a Cricut Joy with all of the trimmings, our bundle of joy. We'll be starting that this weekend too. So I hope you're excited to be here. I'm excited to have you. Let's get started. Okay. So this is a really fun card. It's sort of hidden though, and I wanted to show you where to find it. There's some things that you can do to sort of modify it if you want to make it on your joy, or if you want to add a sentiment. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It is a fun card that is cut out in layers. So this is the original size card. I'm going to ungroup it, and you can see it has all these layers here. I think there's 5 layers, not including the card base. Okay, so and then once you cut them all out, and you will need a pen for this one, because it does all of this, and the mummy is adorable, with the pen. You will then just layer it all together. You see how the writing comes in? It's so cute. I don't know who designed this card, but boy, I just really like it, and I just needed to share it with you. It's part of a group of images. Let me show you just how it goes. So there is the actual card, and then there is just a regular card that's attached that I added a sentiment to. I want to show you how to add sentiment. But then I started thinking, all our joy people, can they cut this on the joy? I know that Dawn Walsh, who was a winner of our joy, is looking for cards to cut on the joy that are not insert cards. So if you have graduated from the insert cards, can you cut cards on the joy? Absolutely you can. But what you have to think about is you're not going to cut the base of the card on the joy, because it wouldn't be able to make a base that, it technically could, but it's best if you just cut it with your regular cutter, or you can use insert cards, the bases to the insert card, as your base for your card. So as long as you size the actual front of the card appropriately. So where did we find this? Let me show you. Let's start from scratch here. We'll save this. We'll start from scratch as we always do, and we're going to go to images. Okay, and you can do this a couple of ways. This is the way I do it. We're going to go to all images right here, all images, and right here under highlighted categories, you see there's all of these categories here, but this is my favorite place to go. Image sets, right under highlighted categories. And this one is in a grouping, not a Halloween or fall image set, but rather just a card grouping, and it has the image set has the word celebrate in it, so I'm going to type in the word celebrate. So it comes with all of these. Now, when we find this, I'll tell you what the actual name is, okay? But I just wanted to show you, when you type in the word celebrate, you're going to get all of these, and this is the actual image set we're going to be using. It's called Celebrate the Day, but I like to search by just keywords so that I can kind of see what's out there. Sometimes I miss things, and I like to do that. So this is a cartridge or an image set called Celebrate the Day. We've done several cards from here, including, I think that the red telephone shaker cards from here that we did. Yep. There it is. We did, I think, this congrats card. And of course, we did that little snail for the belated birthday. We did this one. So there's a lot in here. And you'll see that and I love this pie one. I'm going to do it again for Thanksgiving coming up sometime soon. I just love it. But here it is. Here's our card, Tricks or Treats. It's really nothing to look at. And it's sort of hidden in this grouping. And so this is what you would do, is just grab this by clicking on it, you see, and it turns with the green on it. And then we're going to come down here and we just hit add to canvas. All right, so it takes a second, but it's coming onto my canvas, and it comes on with an envelope, which is fine, but I don't actually cut most of my envelopes. So what I usually do, it comes in grouped. I will ungroup it and delete the envelope. You don't have to do that, okay? But I always do that. So when I ungroup it, you can see there are all the layers. There's the blue, black, then there's like cream, yellow, and pumpkin, you see? Really cute. And let's talk about size. So this is sized at approximately 5 by 7, but I like my cards to be very specific to work in my envelopes. That's why I don't do envelopes. I just buy the envelopes. So what I'm going to do is I am going to align this to center. And I'm doing this as a group, and I'm not doing this yet. We'll put this aside, okay? But so I have this as a group, so I have to group it. I'm going to align to center, so that way they're all sort of grouped together. And then grab them all and group them. And so I might be being really picky here, but it's 6.999 by 4.999. And to me, I think it needs to be 7 by 5 because I just like a 5 by 7 inch card. I know it's kind of weird. So I just I unlock it and change it to 7 by 5 by 7. Now, as far as the card base goes, it's slightly off as well. So I'm just going to change it to 10 inches high. So this is where, if you want to do this as a Joy user, that you would be making some changes. First, if you were a Joy user, you would be probably eliminating the base card, okay? And then you would select this whole thing and change the parameters to 4.25 or 4.25 by 5.5. 5.5 inches, and that will cut beautifully on your Joy. And then all you need to do is grab or make a base card and attach it to the base card, okay? So just really an easy way for you to do this on the Joy. We would just, again, take this whole thing and change the width to 5.5, and we'd have to unlock it and change the height to 4.25. That is the basic parameters for an A2 card. okay? And that will cut out beautifully on your joy. Now, do note a couple things here. First of all, if you are only a joy owner, you will not be able to find this card unless you change your machine up here. You see up here where it says maker on my thing? Well, you need to go here and change it to another machine. So yours is probably, if you're only a Joy customer, a Joy user, yours is probably set for Joy. Okay, but you need to change it to any of the other machines just so you can find this card. Okay, because they hide them. I don't know why. It's stupid, but they just do it. Okay, so we just need to change it from Joy to Maker or Explore. It doesn't matter what you choose. And then when you go to cut it, you change it back to Joy. Okay. So that will help you. Find the card. I hear from so many people, I can't find the card you're talking about, and it's just simply all they need to do is change the machine that they're using. The second thing to consider about this, if you're a Joy user, is you need to cut your paper if you're going to use your Michael's Recollection paper. Just get yourself a paper trimmer. It doesn't have to be the Cricut paper trimmer, and cut it the long way, or if you can cut it the either height or width, it really doesn't matter, but make it 4¼ inches, or 4½ really, because your maximum is 4¼ okay, so there's that. For everybody else, let us, I'm going to change this again to, let's see, 7. For everybody else, 7 by 5. Okay. One other thing that you need to note is that not all, these layers are not all the same size. So when you go to resize them, you have to do it together as a group, because see this size, this is the cream colored, and then here is the white. Do you see that there is a little space around this? When you line it up, there's a little tiny space around this. So you need to make sure that you're grouping this together and resizing it, all the pieces all at once. Okay, and how do you do that? You just select them all. You can do a line. You can do a line center, because that will basically put them all in a nice grouping, and then you can group it and size it from there. So 5 by 7. And then when you cut it out, even though the pieces below it are a little bit smaller, it's still going to match up with your other layers. So important. And I can't tell you how many times I did that when I was a newbie and messed it up. Okay. So I'm not going to cut this out. As I mentioned, I'm not going to cut this out. It takes a long time to cut out because there are 5 layers. And one layer requires a pen. So here you go. And so you can cut out this and do a couple of things with the let me just get rid of this. Okay, group and you can cut it out with any machine, basically, as long as you size it appropriately. Okay. Then let's talk about doing a sentiment. Okay. So I love to put sentiments in my cards. I know a lot of people like to do that. I think for the industry, not sure, somebody's come to mow the lawn. I wish somebody would come to mow my lawn. My lawn mower, my friend who does my mowing, has been in the Dominican Republic for 3 weeks, and my lawn looks like it's like going crazy. Like it looks like a hayfield. Anyway, I should probably let the pigs loose on it and they would eat it all up, but whatever. So let's get back to this. So the card sentiment. There are a lot of ways to do card sentiments. If you want to do it with your Cricut machine, I'm going to show you how to do that. So one of the sentiments that always sticks in my head for Halloween is this one. It is just a friendly little greeting to wish you happy trick-or-treating. I think I saw that somewhere a long time ago. So I really liked it. So I'm going to show you how to create that sentiment and put it on your card. You can do whatever you want. Remember, you're the boss, okay, of this. You're the boss. You can do whatever you want. If you want to stamp a sentiment, stamp a sentiment. You want to use a sticker inside, use a sticker. If you want to do, I don't know, anything else, leave it blank even, you can do that. This is just an alternative that you can try if you'd like to try. So we have our card here, and we'll just move this away. We're going to go over here to where it says text is a big T, okay? So we're going to click on that big T, and you will see, I don't know if you can see it on my monitor. Okay, here, down here, there's like a little box. It's a white box, and it says add text here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. It's telling me to add text here. So I'm going to take my little greeting and I'm going to just type it in. Let's see, just a friendly, let's see, little greeting. And you know what? You can hit return if you want to. And don't worry about what this looks like yet, okay? To wish you happy trick or treating. All right, so there's our cutesy thing. This is a little long, so if I want to go up and add a new line here, I just go inside of my box here, and I put my cursor on there, and I hit return. Okay, so yeah, it's too big. It's not going to fit on this card, but that's okay. Is this the text that you want? Okay, is this the text you want? Yeah, it's the text that I want. I need to make some changes here. First, I want to change the font style because I want to do this. I want to write it on my card now, and I also need to change the font style to writing. I want to change the font in general because when you do this from scratch, it automatically defaults to whatever font you were using last, or if you haven't used it in a while, it will default to Cricut Sans. And then obviously it's really big and it is not centered. I love centered sentiments. So let's start with that first. We're going to go here to alignment. All right. And we're going to choose alignment and just simply from the drop down box, choose center. This is going to center my sentiment and that I like. Okay. We can also do a number of other things. We're just going to do basics and then I'll just mention some other further things you're going to do. Okay, so we've centered it. Now we have to go on the hunt for the correct font that we want. And I say correct font, I mean the font that you want, okay? So when we've talked about fonts before, it's almost too many fonts, okay? Almost too many fonts. And if you add new fonts, that just adds to it. But if you are a Cricut Access customer, anything that has an A on it right here is a Cricut font for Access customers. So the difference being, if you do not have Cricut Access, which you should because it's awesome, but if you do not have Cricut Access, you can add your own fonts to Cricut Design Space and use your own fonts. That's okay. But this to me is so much easier, so that's why I use it. And I know which one is a Cricut Access font because it has an A next to it, okay? So when I am like scrolling and I want to see all the fonts, you will see there's the name on the left-hand side, and then there is what it's going to sort of look like. It's the representation of it, okay? Also, under the name, it will tell you things like is there a single layer cutting? It will also tell you if there's a writing element to it. And so I saw one that I kind of like at the very beginning, and this can happen to you where you are like sort of got paralysis as far as fonts go. So what I would suggest is pick something, okay, and just see if you like the end product. If you kind of like it, but you want to look and see if there's something else for you, just jot down the name of that font. This one's called Conrad Calm Light. It's kind of interesting, but also remember this is in the cut format. So if I want to see what it looks like in the writing format, I need to click on this style. But see, there's no writing format here. So I would have to choose something else if I wanted to write with my pen. So let's continue to look. And where is that one that I saw that I really like? It was one of the beginning ones. Is this it? No. And this happens to me all the time. So if you get, this one's called Haunted House. So that's kind of cool. So let's see if that one works. Ooh, look at that. And let's see if it has a writing style. So yes, it does. So the font is called BFC Haunted House, and the style has both regular and writing. So let's try it in writing and see what happens. There you go. Oh, I kind of like it. It's squiggly and looks like, like, ooh, a haunted handwriting thing, that kind of thing. So here we go. Okay. I like this, but it's still way too big for my card, right? So now that I've chosen the font and the style, we're going to start messing around with the size of the font, the letter spacing, the line spacing, and even do some advanced tricks if we want to. The easiest way from this point to get it on your card, if you're like, Rita, I don't want to do all that stuff, I just want to put a sentiment on the card. The easiest way to do it is unlock the box and just start squishing it down so that it's going to fit. Okay, you see that? Super easy, right? Or if you want to get, very, very particular, and let's go back to what we had before. All right. So if you want to get really, really particular, what you can start to play with are all these little things here. You can play with the font size. You can play with the spacing, meaning the spacing between each of the letters. You can also play with the line spacing, and that's the spacing between each of the lines. Okay. So here, if I change the font size, it's set for 72. I probably go to 50. That will bring us almost a good size. And then if I wanted to change the line spacing, I would probably make it smaller like this. But again, really, the easiest way to do this is just sort of make it the size you want by unlocking it and sort of just eyeballing it. That's what I do. I like my sentiments to be pretty prominent, high or up on the card, and what else? And centered, as we mentioned. And so this to me looks like a really professional card. I kind of like this writing too because it looks kind of haunted and creepy. And so that's going to work for me. If you want to get really, really, really specific, you can also use advanced, and where you can ungroup two letters or lines. When you ungroup to lines, what that does is it's going to take each line and separate them. And so that way, if you wanted a very specific space between them, you wanted to squish them really close or maybe even overlap them if it's going to be a cutting file, you can do that. Ungrouping two letters is sort of the old way we used to do kerning, but kerning happens now automatically. So let me just go back to our original here. So this I like. I like the size of the font. I like that it's in the writing. I like the kind of font it is. I like the way that it's aligned. So now I'm going to put it on my card. Now, one thing to be concerned about here is when you have a card that comes with with like a file, which this one did, it already has the scoring here. Now, I've already mentioned as far as the joy goes, you can't do scoring on the joy. So this would not be able to be cut on the joy. Plus, the size is not going to work. But if you're cutting on like the Maker or the Explorer, then what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to detach the scoring from here if you want to put the sentiment. So you have to detach it. So we're going to go over here over here. You see, there's my scoring layer and there's my cut. And we're going to go down here. You see that there is a paper clip that's kind of broken. So that says detach. So we're going to detach it. I know it's kind of dumb, but they don't want you to attach twice on the same layer. I don't know. It's a change they made. They didn't always have it this way. Anyway, so now we have our greeting, our sentiment where we want it. And do not move the card because you don't want to move the scoring. But we're going to select the whole thing. And then we're going to come back over here on the bottom. And now that detach has changed to attach. And it is a full paper clip. So click on that. Once you do that, not only will you have your scoring back, but you'll also have your sentiment there. You see that? And when you go to cut it, it will cut out with the sentiment right there in the middle of the card. Okay? Isn't that awesome? So that is how you do a sentiment. Now, if you want... you have been, because they did make a change to that, Shirley. I would love to find out how you were able to do that. So you can do whatever you want for sentiments. There are sentiments that are pre-made, and I can show you how you would find them. You just go to like images, and you can go back to over here. It says phrases and sentiments. So you could look in here for a sentiment that you might like, and choose that. You can create your own sentiment. It's up to you what you want to do. Again, you don't have to put a sentiment in there. If you have a joy and you want to have a sentiment inside, okay, what I would suggest, and I can show you this on a different show, but you would take an insert card and open it up so that you would be putting it on a card mat with the opening on the front rather than the opening being the inside of the card, so to speak, on the card. And then you would create your sentiment. You would not attach it. And then you would just align it to where you want it aligned. And then it would do it's a little bit backward, but that's how you would do it. Okay, so now do note that not all of these things under sentiments are writing sentiments, and so there's that. But I have noticed that if you go to image sets, and if you like Anna Griffin, you probably know about this, but if you type in Anna, you will, if you go into her cards, so a lot of the layered cards, or these, I think garden cards have it too, but they have sentiments in here that you can grab. So here you go. There are sentiments here. So you can choose her sentiments, or you can just make up your own, or stamp it. That's also another way of doing it. So, all right. So let me go back. I want to go back to the canvas. All right. But I'm happy with this. This is really nice. And I'm going to show you how to cut this one on the Maker. So I need a piece of paper. Where's my paper? Okay. So I think I'm going to make a navy blue insert card here. So I need a mat. I switched out, by the way, my my machines because I hadn't given this maker a workout. This is my original maker. I don't know if you've been with me, you probably remember that I had a little problem with my maker, so they ended up having to replace it. And then the Maker 3 came out, and I've been using that Maker 3 ever since. So I figured, hey, I need to use this maker that they worked so hard to send out. So I'm going to go ahead and hit make it on my screen. You can't see it because I don't have double screens, but here is my screen. It says I need to score and do pen, and I'm actually going to move you back because there's an important point here that I want you to see. All right. So, okay. So this is on my maker. I have my maker selected, and on here, up here on the left-hand side, you'll see it says score, pen, and cut. That's the order of actions, okay? So the first action is going to be scoring it, the second is going to be doing the pen, and the third is going to be doing the cut. So I'm going to choose medium cardstock because that is the cardstock that I'm using from Michaels. It's medium. It's like about 65 to 80 pound weight. And then you'll see, because I have the maker, it's telling me I want to load the single scoring wheel. Okay. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever, I don't use my scoring wheel. It's kind of a little bit of a pain unless there's a lot of scoring, and one score line is not a lot of scoring. So I want to hit edit tools and choose my scoring stylus. Okay. Now, if you do not have a maker, you won't be given that opportunity, just so you know. Okay. And so here's my scoring stylus. And again, still score, pen, basic cut. It's telling me to load my stylus in clamp A, which is the one on the left, and then have my blade in clamp B. And then it says coming up, you're going to need the midnight, which is black, pen, 0.4 pen. Okay, so now I can move you over and show you what I'm going to do. So this is a scoring stylus. It's different than the scoring wheel. These are the scoring wheels. I want to use this because I only need to make the score. I don't need a lot of scoring. If we were doing something like, I don't know, rosettes or something like that, then we would use the scoring wheel. But I'm just going to put it here in the left-hand side, and I have my black pen ready to go after the scoring is done. And then I'm just going to put this in and press this blinking button. Now, you notice that I did put the paper here. This way, I did it matching the screen, just as an example, because it's not a 12 by 12 sheet. You do have to either position it this way or this way, depending on what your screen is telling you to do, okay? So we're going to hit the flashing C with the antenna, and it is going to survey the mat, and it's going to precisely put our scoring in there, okay? So there's our scoring, and now it stops, and you cannot see the screen, but it says set up for the next step. So it wants me to take out that scoring stylus, which I'll put here, and I'm going to put in my 0.4 tip black. You notice it doesn't say midnight, by the way, so they play a lot with colors. And I'm going to just pop it in here. Now remember, with these machines, you sort of have to support the bottom because you don't want this to get too loose. Close this and then press the button again, and then it will start writing. Now, I realize that this is kind of backwards. Like, I don't know, in my brain, wouldn't you just cut the card out first? But this is the way that Cricut does the cards. Also, you cannot control the way that the words are written on the page. And sometimes you might look at it and go, why is it writing like the first letter and then the last letter and moving back and forth, because it can sometimes do that. And I've been told that that is so that they can allow the pen to dry. So, which is an interesting thing. Now, because I have already this in my clamp B, that's my regular housing with my blade. After the writing is done, it's going to go immediately to cutting. And all that's required on this cutting is just the outline of the card. So I don't think we need to sit here and watch it, but you know, I'm going to transition over here and show you how to put this card together. I got to get my stuff ready for you. Isn't that fun? So much fun. And again, this can be done with the joy. So don't be like, I can't do sentiments with the joy. Sure, you can. You just need to sort of trick it a little bit. And so if you want to use the card mat, use an insert card and just unfold it and do the inside of the card. Okay? So it's almost done with drawing, and I just want to show you that transition when it goes from drawing to cutting. Now is a good time as ever to mention to you that you need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel, because there's a ton of information that I pack into every class, and sometimes you miss things, and that's why I do repeat myself. And so I would suggest that you go on over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In addition, you're able to sign up for giveaways there in the description of the video. So right now we have a Cricut Cutie giveaway going on for this adorable cutie, the Lilac. There it goes. It's going to the cutting. So we're doing this right now. And so if you subscribe, then you can put your name in. And if you're already subscribed, please, please, please like, comment, share, anything, because that helps me, because it just helps me. Even that little like, it changes things for me on YouTube. It helps me get noticed by more people, and that helps me, and I really appreciate it, because I'm trying to reach my goal, my end of the year goal, which is 20,000 subscribers. Okay, so here's my card. This is just extra. I'm going to take this off my mat. It didn't quite cut out all the way here, but that's okay. I can fix that. All right, so let's move you down here. And here's what we got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and then our actual layer. This is the glue that I use. Is called Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. Listen, you don't need to use this glue. There are other glues out there, but I happen to really like this one because it has a nice precision tip. Actually, this is the regular precision tip. This is the regular precision tip. I have one that has an ultra fine tip. It's around here somewhere. Okay, so we can just go ahead and fold this and put this aside, okay? And then we have to determine the way that these go on here. So you can either do that by looking at the screen, because it will keep them in order, or you can look at your cutouts. The cutouts that have the most cut out from them, so the blue one, the black one, are going to be at the beginning. Okay, and then it will go from the most to the least. So the next one is the white, which has our writing, and then the yellow, which is just for the dots up here and a few other little things. And then the last one being the red. Okay, so there's yellow. I think the yellow comes in here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do that. So it's blue, black, off-white, yellow, and pumpkin. So you see this has the least number of cuts, and then it gets more progressive. That's how you know, in case you get mixed up, and I get mixed up a lot. So we're going to start with the one that the one that has the most cuts. We're going to turn that over, and we're going to start putting glue on here. Now, this layer, you have to be very careful, because what you don't want is you don't want things to lift on the front of the card, but you also don't want to use a whole lot of glue, because a whole lot of glue is going to squish out and ruin your card. So try to be deliberate about where you're putting it, but don't use a whole lot. Now, I mentioned that because look over here where the letters are. So these little pieces of the letter are going to stick out if I don't glue them down. So I always just kind of go in there and just dot a little tiny bit of glue on there. All right. There's a little bit of a tear right there. Okay. So not a lot, just like kind of like a thin bead. And so if you're using something like Elmer's even, or Scotch brand, you can either find a little tip that will be more precise, or just be very, very careful about putting it on. Okay, so here's the black one and the black layer, and I'm going to turn it over. So we're working from the back, and I'm going to line it up over that blue. Be very precise about this, and if you want, you can turn it over to kind of see what that effect is going to be. So the black actually makes the cat and the vampire and the witch, and also you aren't able to really see the blue, if that makes sense. Okay, next up is our cream colored, less gluing here, but you do need to, get it on all the sides here. I can't wait for Halloween. I think it's going to be fun. I hope so this year. Every year I have wanted to wear a costume. When I was a kid, we wore costumes, but they weren't like some of these amazing costumes. And I'm going to tell you a secret. I have always wanted to go as Glinda, the Good Witch in Wizard of Oz. And I've always wanted to make the the Wizard of Oz, Glinda. I've always wanted to make my own costume, but I just never get to it. And then every year I'm like, oh, well, I'll do it next year. And I just never get to it. Maybe I need to make that as a resolution for this coming year. I don't know. But I want to have a big crown and a fairy wand and all of that. And just oceans of tooling. I probably wouldn't pick peach. I think she the way that it's colorized, it looks like she wears peach. I think I would pick like a light pink. But oh gosh, I would love to be Glinda. I probably need to wear a wig, because she had big red hair, I believe. Glinda. I'd go as Toto, as Dorothy, but I couldn't get one of the dogs to be Toto and sit in a basket. I think that wouldn't work. Anyway, any of you guys gonna do you dress up for Halloween? I would if I made that, I would just go around the neighborhood. I think people probably wouldn't even know who I was. I don't know. It's an old movie. And everybody's so into scaring. So, I don't know. I just like the old fantasy idea of the witch. Okay. And you see all I'm doing here. Now, I'm making sure that I'm turning the piece to match up here. And then once I do that, I'm also turning it upside down, or back to the front side, I should say, and making sure that each of those colors is showing. So here's the orange, there's the yellow, there's the cream, black, and blue. If you get to this point and you can't see one of those colors, you've put them in the wrong way, in the wrong succession. What's the word I'm looking for? The wrong order. Okay, so then you have this. Simple. You can just glue this here, and which is what I will do. Or you can use something like double stick tape. If you have an ATG, you can use that. An ATG automatic tape gun. I have one. I don't really like it, so I don't use it all that much, but you can use it if you want to. Again, you're the boss. All right. So that's our card. Isn't it adorable? Oh, Ursula, that would be a fun one. You made a Dorothy dress? Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, so that's the card. So listen, with like 7 pieces of 8.5 by 11-inch cardstock, you can have 2 very large, gorgeous cards. And look at the detail here. So cute. And I love that it says trick or treat, and treats. And then I have my sentiment on the inside. And so, yes, really fun card to do and to play with. And I hope that you enjoyed it. Remember, tomorrow is Friday, which means it's Freebie Friday. And we are going back to birds cards. I'm going to bring you up my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me pull up my browser. Okay, so let's see. Here it is. We're going to go to birds card. The greeting is just a friendly little greeting to wish you happy trick or treating. That's the sentiment. Okay. So birds cards is a really fun place to check out. It's a she's been I can't say her name because I always get it wrong. I think it's Clara. I'm going to have to talk to her because we're friends on Facebook. But anyway, you can just go there by going to birdscards.com. And if ever when you get somewhere and you see this pink button that says download, that means it's free. But remember, too, she has an SVG store that she sells her SVGs on. And looks like she's having a sale, and we're going to be coming up sometime in the next couple months. We're going to be actually doing this one, which is called Christmas Time, because it is a gingerbread house clock that I have to make. I just think it's absolutely adorable. So we're going to be doing that. But we're sticking with the freebies, and that is birds cards. And we're going to actually download these portrait card covers, and I'm going to show you how to decorate them from that freebie card. And then tomorrow night is our thing. All you have to do is go to YouTube and sign up to be reminded, and then on Saturday, the barn. Okay? Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I squished it in. Someone's going to be a car. Yeah. Well, Paralita, it's I don't know how it is in Missouri, but it is overcast here. I think we're going to get some sort of rain, I don't know, something coming. I thought there was like a tropical storm, but maybe it just sort of fizzled out or something. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming. Thank you to whoever just gave me stars. Tanya Olson sent me stars. Thank you. And who else sent me stars? I gotta find before I log off, because I need to say thank you and mention your name. Oh, Tanya. And of course, I'm just sort of cycling through this and I can't find you. So whoever sent me stars, let me go to the very beginning. Sometimes people just give it to you at the very, 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 very beginning. Oh, so many comments. I love you guys. All the comments. Well, and I just turned on the light. All right, you guys, I don't know who sent me the other stars. I'll find out and mention it tomorrow. And we will see you. I didn't know I could even turn on the light. Thank you. And we will see you again. Oh, no, just Tanya today. Okay, I'm sorry. Tanya, thank you for the stars. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Get some crafting in. I think it will be fun. And have a lovely day. Bye.